All right, welcome back to episode 4 of the Inaugural podcast for the Big League. We're going to do the final division here now, the Ruby division. And I think I've been pretty excited to talk about this division myself because this is the division that I'm personally located in, along with Chris, my podcast mate here. So I think he's excited as well.
I am very excited. Can't wait to talk so much smack about your team.
And just for full disclosure here on the league, San Diego Seals is Alex San Diego Seals. That's actually my brother, so we do know each other, and we're looking forward to competing as well. Chris and I, the reason we're doing this podcast tonight, we know each other also. We've been friends for about 15, maybe longer, 20 years almost.
Yeah, 15, 20 years probably.
Play golf a lot together, and
Yeah, Paul loses to me in golf a lot, so
that's unfortunately true. Um,
and
yeah, so we're the three of us are really looking forward to trying to beat the shit out of each other here in this division, along with our other 4 divisional opponents. So um, I think the way we're going to start this off, we'll take a look at those other 4 division opponents first, then we'll wrap it up with our teams and talk about how we feel about our teams going into the season. So to start things off, let's take a look at Golden State. And so the the Ruby division is not fucking around. Golden State plans to be competitive. They've been playing since 17 or 18, and this is their first online league. So they are um, Golden State is new to the league, um, but that doesn't mean they won't find some success here. Let's just kind of like everybody else. Let's see how it all plays out. So Clayton um, has. Let's take a look at Clayton's ballpark. Clayton Golden State. All right, so it looks like he has a slightly below average ballpark in terms of hitting it out of the ballpark, but the average is again just pretty on par. But it is a place where you can hit it into the gap. It looks like pretty
yeah,
deep corners there, maybe with the deep triples, high level triples.
yeah.
He has a rough owner, maybe one of the roughest in the game. So Clayton, you're gonna have to deal with that for a couple years. He's 58. He'll be moving on soon, hopefully. But patience is demanding. He is a penny pincher. He's meddling, and he prioritizes profit. Just wants you to play
You.
500 ball. At least he has low expectations this year.
He ain't giving you much to work with, but
No,
you know
that's for
what? It's
sure.
a good
That's rough.
thing. It's a good thing owners don't mean much in our league
That's
because
for
that
sure.
would suck.
That's for sure. So let's take a look at Clayton's lineup here. Um, so yeah, we have Mike Wilson here, first overall or first round pick, 8th overall, and I definitely like this guy. Look at these bars; you can't
Yeah,
complain about
nice
that.
bars.
Not sure about the defense. We'll have to see how that plays out. That's pretty mediocre, I would say.
Decent. It's okay. Second baseman.
Yeah,
Take it or leave it.
he
Decent
could play.
second for those
He could also play
for
a
those hitting
mediocre
bars. You
outfield.
sacrifice.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Yeah, he could play a mediocre outfield too, and he's fast as hell. So, and 25, we probably mentioned that, but he's 25, switch hitter. Yeah, definitely a nice bat. Continuing down the lineup here, we have Chris Grant, who's an elite fielder. Elite. Definitely some great bars over here.
Yeah,
And
nice
I like
defensive
the
bars.
offensive bars when they're paired with these kind of defensive bars. That's for sure.
Yeah,
He's going to
that's
struggle against lefties, looks like, but that's okay.
yeah. You'll deal with that. You'll take that
For
shortstop.
like
You
a
want that.
15 zone rating, yeah. No, I'll take that.
Yeah, yeah. In a heartbeat.
Average first baseman here. Another average first baseman. Good catcher. I like this for a 50 overall catcher here. He's got the great ability and arm, so I'm always a big fan of a defensive catcher, and you got this guy in the 11th round, so that's definitely some value in my opinion.
Yeah, good catcher. I like that catcher.
I like Vargas here, 27, decent bars. Yeah. Take a look at the pitching here. So starting lineup, he's got Danny Favilla, second round pick And he looks pretty good. He's got pretty steady
Yeah.
bars here, and then he's got how many pitches? 6 pitches that all are at least 50 or above. That's pretty nasty. What's coming at you? I don't know. Does he not have a fastball? Well, is it? Wait, is a splitter a fastball? Splitter's a fastball, right?
Yeah, it's a
So is a
kind of
cutter,
fastball.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
splitter, and I think a cutter is a fastball.
Okay.
It's all about the
Split
movement,
fingered
Paul.
fastball, right? And
Yeah.
cut fastball. It sounds stupid if it's not, but feel free to correct me in chat. Um, and
He
then
just doesn't throw a four-seam fastball. That's it.
Tommy Ventura. I mean, this guy's his 3rd round pick. He looks maybe even better. He's a 26-year-old with 5 pitches that all look really nice, and
Yeah.
he's still growing. Like he has potential to go up. Tommy
Got
Milkman
got that
Ventura,
got that trait too.
captain. He's a captain.
That's a great fucking
This
nickname.
is a great pick for the 3rd round. Like
Yeah, I
I
like it.
big props for this pick right here. I think you build around this kind of guy. If he doesn't get hurt, you know, you never know. Knock on wood right there, right?
Yeah.
And then the rest of his pitching staff, you know, there's no studs, but like compared to some of these teams that are throwing like 30s and 35s out there, like I think this is going to play pretty well. It's a shame that it's
Yeah.
in my division.
Yeah, it's horrible.
So yeah, that is Golden State's team. Let's take a look at Clayton's um, minor league system here. He's got Bobby Lambert, so he's also got a top prospect in the game. And he looks pretty good. He's might be a strikeout machine, but great contact gap homer. I mean, I'm happy with that kind of guy in my system, or I would be, excuse me. Another nice guy here, Alex Cruz looks okay. Jeff Bengal from he's Israeli. I thought it said he was from Tanzania, but he plays for Tankers League. Yeah, no, he's a relief pitcher, but some bullpen arm coming up.
He's got a good team there.
I don't think I've ever developed a relief pitcher. It just like doesn't happen for me. I don't know. It's rare to see one come up through the system.
Usually my relief pitchers are failed starters.
yeah. But mine usually come from free agency or something too. Like I never develop pitching. Yeah, Alex Cruz actually looks pretty good too. These are not bad offensive bars. 3rd baseman, maybe a little under average, but for a fielder. But so good team here for Golden State. Let's move on to the next team. And the next team we're going to look at is Vancouver, who also said that they're going to be competitive. So that's the 2nd team in the league that wants to be competitive here. Out of the Park 11 was when Vancouver Dylan started playing. And he only has a little online experience though, so he's been playing a lot of offline leagues, and I'm not sure his depth of experience online, but it's not much according to his survey. So let's take a look at Vancouver's team here real quick. Info ballpark. So yeah, we've got a pretty average park for average. You can actually hit it in the gap pretty well here, but everything else is pretty standard, I would say. Pretty deep walls there in right field, 18 foot.
Left-handed batters will have a hard time hitting a home run, but
yeah, 919. That's definitely pretty low.
Too bad, you stupid lefties.
All right, patience, tolerant, fiscal responsibility, charitable, involvement, hands off, priority, profit. So kind of a standard owner here. Not bad, actually, probably on the plus side a little bit.
Yeah, I'd take it.
64. Let's see. And let's take a look at his lineup. Dylan's got a couple good outfielders, looks like, here at the top of his lineup. I like this guy, Israel Cabrera, the 2nd round pick. Those are some great bars. I mean, a little tough with eye discipline. He might not walk too many times, but if he gets the ball in play, it's probably going to find a good spot. And
he's going to steal the base.
And he's fast, yes, when he gets on, for sure. Israel Indian Bob Cabrera. 34 years old, so he went with an older guy here in the second round. So that shows kind of like a win now mentality as well. Also got a 31-year-old Greg Sampson, unmotivated but great offensive bars and an okay fielder.
Yeah.
We have Mike Batchelor, 50-50. Average fielder, I'd say, average hitter. He's
Yeah.
got a marked at second baseman, but he probably could play this guy a little versatile, with some versatility. And he's 26 years old.
Yeah, he could play short.
I don't think so. Not with that range, in my opinion. I mean, he could plug in short,
In a
but
in
he
a
shouldn't
in a
start
in a
there.
pinch. In a pinch,
Yeah,
he could
maybe.
play short.
Yeah. Bragg, below average fielder, but good bars. Yep. So not a lot of depth on the offensive side of the ball for Vancouver. Let's take a look at the pitching. Looks like his pitching's pretty nasty. Andy Kerrigan here must be his first round. Yep, the 1.4, the fourth overall pick taken. And he's got no major league service time. He is fresh. So he's going to have full control over the future of Andy Kerrigan, 21 years old. Just um, a nice looking pitcher. Only has the 3 pitches. So that, again, I never know about those guys. They could go either way, in my opinion. But
Great nickname was the
and
nickname of X
it
too.
looks like I don't know what Vancouver's plan is, but it looks like Andy Kerrigan was pitching out of the bullpen in spring training. One inning, one inning, one inning, one inning. So doesn't have
No,
him pitching as a starter.
I think that in spring training they only pitch 1 inning.
No, that's definitely not true at all. They have a pitch count usually, but this guy threw 9 pitches in his fucking start. There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I will see. We'll have to see what Vancouver does. Maybe he was just trying to avoid injury. Mike Harville, 65-65. Relief pitcher.
Yeah,
12th round.
nice arm.
Yep. Another starter. So again, some decent arms here. Let's look at his rotation in totality. He's going to be playing them as openers, so they're only pitching like 1 inning. See that? It says OP.
Huh.
So it would look like, yep. So that's an interesting way to do it. Interesting strategy. 50-50s, 44-5s. So it looks like a pretty deep starting rotation for what our league is. And then the bullpen has some decent pieces too. So like pitching wise, definitely a good kind of look here. A pretty balanced team that could definitely compete. I think kind of pretty accurate to what his prediction is. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Competing team.
Starting to get nervous now. That's like 2 teams that don't look too bad
Yeah,
in our
I'm
division.
stiffering in my boots. I don't think I hate Paul anymore.
Um, all right, and Vancouver. Looking at their system. So Andy Kerrigan's the 3rd prospect in the game, but that's going to change soon because he's definitely going to
Yeah,
be in the big leagues.
he's definitely
He's
going to be
there.
starting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with Swank. So his system's pretty bare after that. He's got one nice prospect here, Elijah Hill. It looks like semi decent prospect. But will be a system to be built up if he plans to rebuild at any point. So all right, that's pretty good for Vancouver. Any last thoughts on that team?
No, pretty good team. I like it. It's going to be difficult.
Okay.
Make them. The division is going to be hard. I don't like this.
Well, so let's look at the next team in the division while we're talking about our division, and let's look at San Antonio. So San Antonio is now the 3rd team in our division to say that they're going to be competitive this year. They've been playing since 2019 in online leagues sparingly. Not sure what that means, but hopefully we can change that into our online league consistently. Um, he's been great so far, and we will see what kind of team San Antonio has here. And I'm forgetting San Antonio's name because I haven't even texted him or had to bother him. Aaron, thank you. I had to look that up. So, Aaron in San Antonio. We'll see what kind of team he's built here real quick. That's a good thing that I don't know Aaron's name. It means I haven't had to bother him about like making a draft pick or getting his export in. He's been on top of his shit, so I appreciate that, Aaron. Let's take a look at the ballpark. Um, Pretty consistent. Again, a place to hit the ball in the gap with doubles and triples, and then kind of tough for lefties to hit home runs is what I'm getting out of this place.
You under Vancouver?
I am under Vancouver. Thank you. Good point. So that would
that, that
that would
that ballpark
change that would
looks
change
very
how it looks.
looks
Um,
very familiar to me.
so San Antonio here, yeah, okay, much better look here, different colors. Very hard place to hit home runs for lefties, even harder than Vancouver, and a hard overall. Just even righties struggle to hit home runs here. Is a little better to hit it in play. You can hit for average here, and doubles and triples. There's an opportunity to hit it in the gap in San Antonio. Front
Tough
office,
hitting homers.
he's got a kind of a mixed bag here. He's got a demanding owner who's controlling, has normal involvement, and he's prioritizing extreme winning. So he wants these guys to win every single season. So no pressure there um, for Aaron to compete. All
Demand
right,
you to win.
let's take a look at the lineup here for San Antonio. And we have Norm Soto, the first round pick for San Antonio and the third overall pick in the draft. Some pretty nice offensive bars here. Might strike out quite a bit, but again, I think you take that trade off with these kind of offensive bars because he looks like a beast.
Yes. Yes, looks like a
I'm
beast.
not sure how well he's going to be able to play outfield. 40 range could be a liability. Maybe if you stick him in right field though, with that arm, he can do something. So. And if not, you could always DH him and maybe not first base, but maybe DH him. So Norm Gonzalo Soto, 27 years old. And then we have Kareem Amos here, 22 years old, another nice young guy, fourth round pick. Good range in the outfield, hits into the gap. That's a good place to hit in San Antonio, and fast. So this guy could really work out for this team. Yeah, I like this guy a lot. Really
Yeah.
crushes righties. Holy shit! In terms of like hitting in the gap, and then he's kind of average against lefties.
Wow.
Nate Horton, 555 first baseman, pretty standard first baseman, 27 years old. Edwin Melkor, catcher. I like this guy. Sixth round pick. You had to go early for a catcher if you were going to get a quality one because there were not many out there. Contact gap, homer. All of it's pretty standard and average, but for a catcher, I think that's kind of above average right there. And then good ability, good arm on this guy. So you really you did well, I think. That pick. Mike Bell, looking at him, good center fielder. Yeah, so pretty good lineup, right? And he's pretty deep here too. It's not like
Yeah.
we're running out
Pretty
of
deep lineup. I like it.
quality players. Deep and young, it looks like. Let's look at these guys' ages. 20s, all in 20s, maybe a 33-year-old right here, but yeah, pretty good looking. And then looking at the pitching, also looking pretty good. Wow, really good. Oscar Muniz, the second round pick, and he's only 29. Ground ball
Flamethrower.
pitcher. Ground ball pitcher. Yeah, flamethrower throws 93 to 95. That's interesting. But yeah, 5 pitches. Gotta love this guy. Terrence Mason, another starting pitcher who's only 23 and he's a lefty. And he's got 4 good pitches. He's selfish, but again, this guy's quality a little low on the control. We'll see how that plays out. Looks like it hasn't hurt him too bad in spring training. El Tiante, Terrence El Tiante Mason. So two quality starters. I know, right? That's this guy's
a lot of L names. A lot of L Spanish.
Matt Calhoun, good relief pitcher, 24 years old. Valdez looks good. Yeah, pretty quality team here, up and down, I think. Let's take a look at the system real quick because we're running the clock. Not much there, but that's okay. I mean, again, he's got a really, really deep offensive team. So he's got two prospects here that could kind of become major league talent at some point. And of course, anybody can develop, but just from what we're looking at right now, right?
Yeah.
Really, any 40 pitcher. I mean, that's kind of quality at the moment. So we haven't really looked that deep, but there's guys out there that'll make an impact for a little while. We get some depth. So, all right, on to the next team. What do you think of San Antonio?
It's a good team.
Yeah,
Love
I
the
think so
logo.
too. I think we're in a pretty strong division so far.
I love the logo. Just want to say
I do
that
too.
about
Yeah,
San
I like
Antonio.
San Antonio's logo a lot too. It's a pretty cool one. All right, next up is the Phoenix. Um, excuse me. Next up is the Phoenix Firebirds, and run by Brandon. Brendan, excuse me. So Brendan is going to be competitive. Surprise, surprise. So that's the fourth team in 4 tries here in the Ruby division who plans to be competitive this season. They are um, they've been playing since 2013, so about a decade now, and they've been in quite a few online leagues. So they're no rookie to the game, and we'll see how that plays out for them here in the big league. Looking at their ballpark. So a slightly below average place to hit for. I would just say it's pretty average actually. Not much of a skew from the median, with the exception of right-handed hitters can hit pretty good home runs here. It looks like right-handed hitters struggle to hit it in the park, but they can mash home runs here.
Makes no sense.
Kind of does. It's like it's less field in right field, but there's shorter porch, so it'll go farther or left field.
Okay, you make sense.
Owner, tolerant, controlling, normal, and winning are the attributes here to Mike Anthony.
Just call him a
Pretty average
pretty
owner.
average owner.
Yep. Let's take a look at the lineup. So, got two 80-80 potential guys here. 23-year-old and a 32-year-old. I think Nate was the first round pick. He was the 10th overall pick here in our draft. And yeah, definitely not the best outfielder. But
Those offensive
killer
bars.
offensive bars. Yeah, exactly. He might be more of a DH or a first baseman or DH probably. But you could stick him in the left field if you really don't have versatility. But he should
As
be an
long as
elite
he
hitter in the league, I think, right?
as long as he hits 300 and hits 30 plus home runs a year, I'm happy
Yeah,
with him.
40 plus probably.
Yeah, 40. Yeah, can't field. Yeah, it needs to be 40.
Randy Scott, third baseman, good enough bars, I'd say, on the defensive end. Good offensive bars, gap home runs. So 2 home run hitters now that we're looking at for Phoenix. Randy Godzilla Scott, so 32
Love
years
that
old.
nickname.
Yeah.
Fan fave.
Then after that, we kind of drop off a little bit, but ratings wise. But we got Matt Billingsley, 28 years old, decent bars here. I like him too. Second baseman, taken in the 6th round. First baseman Jordan Smith, standard first baseman, but he's got that nice personality. Spark plug.
Yep.
He's young. Bill Stacker, nothing special. Pretty average guy. Pretty. I like this guy. I like him more at I feel like third base than second base, but 24 years old, looks pretty nice. This center fielder too. Look at that speed. I like that in the range and the defense. I mean, he's not good on
Yeah.
the offensive end, but I like this guy. I mean, we have deep rosters here. We have 28-man rosters because of this 14-day sims. There's more a chance for injury, like early in the sim, that could really impact you. So having a deep roster um, will kind of protect against that. I'm hoping. So like having a guy like this on your bench could be really beneficial. Yeah. Let's take a look at the pitching. Yeah, some more decent looking talent at the top here. We got a relief pitcher, Pedro Padilla, 28 years old, nothing but nice pitches. and he throws really, really hard. Then we got Nelson Rodriguez, 34 years old. This is his starter, probably his ace, I would have to say. And 6 pitches, and again, really nice bars. Good
Yeah.
stamina, can hold the runner. Good personality. Works his tail off, sets a good example for the young kids. Mike Anderson, another nice looking starter, although his screwball, maybe the coach should tell him not to throw the screwball. Who the fuck throws a screwball that's a 25-25? Come on, Mike Anderson. But outside of that, this guy looks pretty good, right? Doesn't throw very hard.
He's humble about it, okay,
Knuckle
Paul?
curve, circle change. What an interesting dude. 4th round pick. Another relief
Doesn't
pitcher
throw that.
here.
Doesn't throw that fast either.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, a lot of just weird, junky pitches. Seth Hauger.
He's
Yeah,
using the
so I
sticky
mean, he's got a
stuff.
decent bullpen. Like, because if you think about like how shallow some teams' pitching is, like his isn't that shallow. Like he's got few pieces before it drops off to nothingness, right?
Yeah.
So I like that. Let's take a look. We're running out of time, so let's take a look at his system real quick, and then we'll go on to the next team. Got Chad McCone here, true prospect. Looks pretty good for a pitcher. 3 pitches, he could be something at some point. Provide some stability in a team's rotation. Got a couple other guys here who could develop into something. So I'd say he has kind of like a medium range system in terms of prospects. He could go in either direction. So cool. Well, that's Phoenix. Last thoughts on Phoenix here.
Yeah, it's a good team. It's hard. It's too bad he's in our division again.
Yeah, yeah. Keep that optimistic mindset as we continue to go on. But yeah, that's 4 teams who all plan to compete, and we haven't gotten to you and me yet, or San Diego. But actually, speaking of that, we'll talk about San Diego next, which is San Diego Alex. He said his intentions this year are to try, but he's probably going to be selling. I think he was on vacation during a lot of the draft, so he didn't get a chance to go very far beyond the 3rd round or something like that. And I think he started drafting a lot of prospects through the auto draft. And so in 2021 is when he started playing, and this is his 2nd league that he is in. So let's take a look at Alex's team here real quick, the San Diego Seals. So looking at the ballpark here, looks like it's a good place to mash some home runs. A little trickier to hit the ball inside the park, slightly below average for doubles, triples, and just hitting for average here. So might be beneficial to have some big boppers here that can get it over the fence, so to say. In terms of the front office, he is a owner with unmerciful patience, economizer, normal involvement, and prioritizes winning. So probably isn't going to like the way that Alex is going to start with a rebuild, but his owner's just going to have to suck it up and not make any impact like the game is intended. All right, looking at the lineup here, he has some decent bats at the top. Let's take a look. Jason Gartz here was his 1st round pick, 30 years old, about to be 31 actually. 25th overall, pretty good, right? Like his offense is pretty nasty. 80 eye discipline with homer and contacts being in the blue as well. So this guy is probably going to mash for a couple seasons in San Diego.
Yeah.
Especially with the ballpark we just looked at. It's a home run ballpark. So.
Well, look at the nickname. Just want to point that out there.
Jason. That's a great nickname. Jason the Todd Father Gartz. Yeah, how can you not be rooting for that guy?
He's selfish. I'm not.
Oh, he is. Oh, you're right. Okay, fuck this guy. All right, on to the next guy, Greg Keaton. Oh, and he's on my brother's team, so yeah, fuck that guy
yeah.
too.
So yeah, exactly.
All right, so yeah, Greg Keaton, fan favorite here. loyalty. So like looks pretty nice in terms of personality and has some really nice offensive bars as well. He's 32 years old. He is a second baseman, which again, you know how I feel about second baseman. Um, but he does have nice bars for a second baseman, so he might be more of a Gold Glove second baseman. Could probably even play third base, and it looks like he can even play the outfield pretty well if that's what San Diego chooses to do here. So a lot of versatility with this guy, and not a bad pick for the second round. Jim O'Leary here, his fourth round pick. Really good offensive bars again. Will not ever hit a home run probably, but if you can get the ball in play, that's great. Not the best ballpark to be in for Jim O'Leary, but again, when your bars are that elite, you can probably kind of break through those those factors. He's got a good work ethic and good intelligence, and he's one of the faster guys in the game too. So if he gets on base, that might be an automatic two bases at times.
Yeah. He's well respected by his teammates.
That's always important.
That's, it's good to be respected.
Absolutely. All right, kind of an average first baseman here, like we've seen up and down the league. There's a billion of these guys. First and second base, the whole right side of the infield is just like so chocked full, right?
Oh, yeah.
So he doesn't really have much offense here. Pretty barren. And again, I think the AI kind of took over and started drafting prospects. So he is, I think, going to be in a rebuild mode, just kind of looking at his team outside of these top three guys. These are all 30 to 33-year-olds as well. So we might be talking about, trade bait, trade deadline material, hauling in an ass load of picks or something like that to really supplant yourself as like a future powerhouse. So, and then looking at pitching here, he's got a couple really good relief pitchers and one decent starter. Let's take a look at them real quick. Hayden, pretty good ratings here. Not the best pitches. I don't know how I feel about this guy. He's average. He's 32 years old. He probably is going to dev down soon. Just my opinion. 13th rounder though, so it's not like he wasted an early pick on him. Then we got Willie Severo here, 29. Same thing. Okay, he's got some decent bars, but just the two pitches. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that guy. Selfish.
He's a closer, anyways.
And then this is his one okay starter, but he's got like no movement. So for a park that allows you to mash home runs, that's going to be pretty tough to succeed in. This guy might get lit up. You can see if he gave up 2 home runs in a game at home against Phoenix. So yeah, the Seals, I think they are probably the weakest link right now in the division. Not a lot there.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome
aboard, San Diego.
Let's take a look at San Diego's farm, because I do think they have one of those stronger farms in the system. As I mentioned, they started getting autoing pretty quick. So yeah, they have 4 prospects in the top 15. That's insane. And then they have
excellent.
8 in the top 10 here, or top 100, excuse me. So let's look. Victor Marquez here. Pretty good stuff. It's decent. Joe Butts. I actually really wanted Joe Butts for a couple of reasons. Just his name, fantastic name. He's a lefty, so am I. That's why Chris said lefties suck and fuck Chris. But yeah, Joe Maggie Butts. I have a cat named Maggie. This was like my perfect pick, and the computer autoed him for San Diego at round 6, and I was pretty upset. So I hope for Joe Butts' success despite being on the San Diego Seals. And then Kelly Gonzalez here doesn't look too bad as well. So he's got some decent pitching prospects really ready to come up, along with a center fielder here who looks, like he could be like an average guy. All right, that's enough time on San Diego. Any last thoughts?
Hope you had fun in Hawaii, bud.
Yeah, hope it was worth it.
Hope it was
Welcome
worth
to the
it.
rebuild.
Welcome to the rebuild.
It was probably worth it. I'm just gonna guess it.
I probably was worth it, bud.
Probably worth it.
Probably was 100%.
All right, you know who that brings us to now, Chris? I think that brings us to the Spokane Sasquatches. And so I'll just give the little introduction to you real quick. you professed that you were going to be a TBL champion this year.
Of course.
Yep, that
Yeah.
was your
Yeah.
claim.
Absolutely.
You've been playing since Out
Absolutely.
of the Park 20. You are you are in your second league here, and I
Yes.
am going to say that I think your answer is troll. I think you have no chance. Um, those are my comments on you. But I'll let you give yourself an introduction. Like how are you planning or foreseeing this season play out?
I will say I think I did well on my first two picks. Um, you helped me with my second pick because I had to go to work. I work really early in the morning, and Paul called me and said, "You're on the clock," and I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot to set my timer." And he helped me go through. He went through at work, and I was able to make my pick through my cell phone at work. It was pretty easy, but I was busy through the rest of the day, and so I had to go on auto a couple times. And I'm not disappointed in my thing, but I'm excited for the journey. So
All right.
that's
So
what I'm excited for.
so realistically, do you think you're a championship contender this year, or do you think what's your
Oh,
expectation?
absolutely not. That was
Okay.
just an
Yeah,
option.
I
That
thought
was
so.
just an
I
option,
know
and
you
I
like
was
to
picking it.
choose the extreme option. I know you
Oh,
pretty well.
absolutely. Why not? You gave me that option. I'm gonna pick it.
I would realistically say that you are going to be in the try to compete but maybe selling category.
Yeah, that's probably more likely where I'm at.
Okay, that's fair. Cool. So yeah, why don't we take a look at your team now, and obviously interject. I'll let you kind of obviously lead the go on this if you want. Once we pull up your team, you just talk about each guy. Um, so you have a pretty standard park here, right? As average as it gets, almost like for average,
Yeah, that's what I was
998,
looking for.
100, 998, and then yeah, I mean you're completely flat. So yeah, pretty good park.
Yeah, that's
Um,
what I was looking for.
cool. Yeah, and then you have again just a medium owner, like nothing.
Yeah, average owner, whatever.
Yep,
Doesn't matter.
yep, exactly. Um, all right, let's take a look at your lineup. Let's go through this. Have you set your lineup? Is this your starting lineup, or do you?
It's somewhat what my
We'll
lineup
just go up and
is.
down. So let's talk about Mark Berry, your first pick here.
My first pick, I actually like this guy. I couldn't believe he fell to me, so felt like I had
19th
to take
overall.
him.
Yeah, I actually looked at him and the guy I took at 113, who I'll talk about in a second. But he was my other guy left at 113 that I was looking at. I love his nickname too, Stegosaurus.
Yeah, Stegosaurus. Yeah, I liked his bars. I was like, yeah, he's 30, but I think it's gonna be worth it in the long haul.
Yeah.
30's not that old. It's old, but it's not that old in my opinion.
The only reason I didn't go with this guy, second baseman. How can you do that? How can you do it in the first round? But
Yeah,
but
I
at the
you said you
19th pick, I agree. Like 80-80, those bars, like I think he dropped to the right place for you, and it was a good pick there.
that's it's my story and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
So
Get David Matos here, or
that's
Matos
another.
probably. Third rounder.
I picked him in the third round. I liked his range and error in
Yeah,
center
he looks
field.
like a nice center fielder. Like he can play well. Arm's a little weak, but should play good defense. Not going to
Good
throw any guys
defense.
out at home, but
No,
not many
whatever. He's gonna catch the ball. It's all I care about.
for sure.
He
Yeah,
had
yeah,
good leadership abilities, so
yeah.
I liked his bars hitting. So felt like it was a
T
good.
Rex, another great nickname, David
I
T Rex
know I'm
Matos.
going to the dinosaur
I
theme here. I
only, I
guess.
only, I only draft guys with great nicknames. That's my strategy. Um, don't tell anybody. So,
Yeah.
all right, we have Adam Bashara. Catcher abilities 65, 50. Like this. I like this. What do you think? You got this guy in the fourth
I,
round.
I
You went early for catcher.
I went early for
He's
catcher. You were
21.
right.
21,
He's
dude.
21.
Yeah.
He's because he was a young catcher with a decent catcher ability arm and decent bars. To be honest with you, I said, you know what, it's going to be
For a
worth it.
catcher, great bars. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I like that
So
pick a lot.
I'm gonna I'm gonna I reached. I reached. It probably could have got him in another round. Maybe.
Yep.
Who knows?
Seventh
I
round,
liked
Ray
him.
Carney's okay. Jonathan McFarland, 15th round. That's actually good value. He's not fully developed, but like 55 potential offensive player in the 15th round. I don't feel like there were a lot left.
No. I think he's just there to get some practice, to be honest with you, Paul. He's probably gonna go back to the minors.
Yeah, he's probably AAA material at this point. Maybe he's 22,
Yeah,
AA, AAA. Jason Menard, 38, older guy, can hit, probably a DH. Bruce, all right, let's look at your pitching. I've seen enough. I've seen enough of this crap.
you've seen enough of this.
Yeah, you have some depth. You have some decent pieces. Nothing special. Just kidding. You have some good pieces. Let's take a look at your pitching here. Jose Rosario was your second round pick. What do you think of this guy, Bubber?
This is the guy. This
Again
is the
with the
guy you
nicknames,
helped me with.
Jose Bubber Rosario. I think
I
that
went with
was the
the
deciding factor, right? Because we talked about the importance of nicknames. So we're like, oh,
yeah.
Bubber, let's draft Bubber.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's got to be Bubber. He's not. He doesn't have the control. I think he's got the Bubber hands.
He's had a beautiful spring. Not that that shit matters. You're probably gonna have like a 6 ERA out of the gate now with him, but
I'm not looking at that. Can't look. So,
ground ball pitcher in 98 to 100, good stamina, good hold runners, his pitches. I like him. Second round, yeah.
he's got no personality, just like me. So, love it.
There you go. Dave Sheets, good relief pitcher, spark plug. He's got every personality trait there is. All 6 are on the board here. That's great. None of them are neutral. Very emotional guy, one way or the other.
Yeah, he's just a spark plug.
He's a spark plug. Yeah.
It can be a spark plug in a gas-filled room, or get,
Yeah, hopefully you got that leadership to make it.
yeah, hopefully he's good. Whatever.
So you got some. It looks like you went bullpen pretty hard. You got another nice starter here. Jesus Miyabi, 6th round pick. He's angry already. You've already pissed him off somehow, Chris. Um, he's mad about his performance. Nothing you can do there.
Yeah, nothing I can do. He's the only one that can fix that, Mr. Miyabi.
I don't know why you got a guy. You got to look at your settings. Why you got a guy going 7 innings pitched in spring training? That's not right.
He was going for a no-hitter or something.
You need to lock him down.
Yeah, probably.
Brandon Kennedy, good. Man, you got depth here, huh? Let's take a look at the starting pitching in this pitching. Look at that. You got one of the deeper pitching staffs.
Yeah,
Bastard.
I know.
Like all starters too. That was clearly your strategy, was to draft some starters. Josh House, I was actually looking at this guy. He was on my list for a while. It's a nice pickup. 38 years old. That's why I skipped over him over and over and over again. But yeah, you drafted some older guys, so it looks like you are trying to win now. So I'd bump you up to competitive, I think, looking at your pitching staff. I think I underestimated you when I was shitting on you at the beginning here. But all right.
I'm just pessimistic about myself,
Yeah. Why don't you give me any? Let's look at your system. Sorry, I almost cut your time off here. Let's look at your system.
Because I will say that I did miss a couple early round picks, and
yeah, let's see.
Can confirm that did get some prospects.
You got the 5th overall pick, Nick Tubb Venturous, going with the nickname trend again, which I like. 5th round pick, so that was probably an auto pick. But yeah, this guy looks really nice. He kind of looks like he has a shitty personality, maybe.
Whatever. If he's a good player, he can come play but he can be a squatch.
Yeah, there you go. So 5th overall. You got Matt Neely here, looks pretty good. You got some good prospects. You're not an empty system at all. You're one of the better ones here too. Not like top tier, but like top half, I'd say.
Not on the top shelf, is what you're not saying?
Yeah.
I'm close to it, though.
Let's see. There's a report. I mean, it's all going to change as soon as the season starts and a bunch of these guys are actually major leaguers, but yeah, let's get you number 4. Yeah, so I really like your system, right behind San Diego. So if you compete this year, which you looks like you could with that pitching staff, and you have a good system, that's like a pretty good setup for future years, which I absolutely fucking hate to see. So all right, let's look at this final team here in the division, the Oahu Paddlers, and that's my team. That's my team. My prediction this year was
you're gonna make all our players travel to Hawaii.
That is my strategy, actually. Tire those fuckers out. I'm training my guys like scuba diving and all these extreme measures to really build up their stamina. I'm actually doing training flights from California to Hawaii. My guys have to fly in the plane every other night just to get used to that travel. So everybody else, they're going to be too tired when they come in, and I'm going to have a great home record. So, but my strategy is to lock be a lock for the playoffs. Not my strategy. My plan is to be a lock for the playoffs, or my prediction, excuse me. Um, I'm kind of feeling less like a lock for the playoffs looking at the rest of this division now. I will say I think I would downgrade that to competitive after this review. But I've been playing since Out of the Park 19, so not that long. I'm in two other leagues, and I've played in one other league besides that. That's Stats Plus League I mentioned, but I'm no longer part of that. And now I'm commissioning this league because I just thought it would be kind of a cool challenge to start something up new like this, and build up my own little community that I hope you guys enjoy. So,
Wait,
um,
wait, wait, wait. I just want to stop you for a second.
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You said you've been playing before me?
Yes. Well, I said I started in Out of the Park 19. Maybe you gave bad information, but that's the oldest version of the game I
Oh, yeah. I started
have.
with 19 as well.
Yeah. So you just, I mean, I was just reading what was given in the service. So fair enough.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
sorry. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah. Fair. No, that's cool. Um. So yeah, getting to my team. Let's take a look at my ballpark. I'm actually not even familiar with my stuff, so I'm excited to go over this with everybody else. Uh, looks like I have a really great ballpark for lefties, like above average in terms of hitting average for lefties. Really deep left field wall, 357, 399 left center. So I have a really big gap in left center field, I think. Um, Interesting. And then yeah, pretty standard park in some other areas. Low average homers for righties. Low average for righties. So I'm really a lefty heavy park, I would say. Doubles and triples being pretty much average. Which is perfect because lefties are awesome. Patience, tolerant, fiscal responsibility, controlling, involvement, normal, priority balance. So I've got as pretty vanilla of an owner as I could get um, here. Taking a look at my lineup, not a lot of, I don't know. See how it plays out. I've got Ben Blackwell here. He was my first overall pick and 13th overall in the first round pick.
How's he doing?
I think he's going to be great, personally.
Did he get hurt?
No, this one did not get hurt. This is my first
Oh,
round pick. My second round pick got hurt already, unfortunately.
oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, we'll take a look at him too because he's going to be a stud, and it was only a 6-week injury, so he's going to be back in 4 weeks. So but right here, Ben Blackwell, he's got really good range. He's going to be an elite center fielder, I think. Not elite, but at least top level. Decent personality and a great offense. I really couldn't pass this guy up. I know he's 29, but sitting with the 13th pick, I thought he was best on the board and probably could have gone a lot sooner. So Ben Sepp Blackwell. Good splits too. Um, and then Nate Tester here. I went catcher early. I went catcher third round. I think I took the second catcher
Before me.
yeah, I think I took the second catcher off the board behind that 80-80 catcher. I think Marcelo Bland. Um, so yeah, he's got decent catcher ability and arm, decent offense, 30 speed, but 70 stealing and 75 base running. So again, I'm kind of curious what that speed statistic means. I want to look into that a little bit. Because
You
that's
got a guy
interesting, right?
that
Like, how does that
he
work
can
right there?
speed.
How
He
does
can
that work?
steal in slow motion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but maybe this just means he never runs, but when he does, it's good. I don't know. So yeah,
Or
Tester was my third
he
round
just
pick.
knows
I've
his
got
limits. He's like, I know that's a single.
yeah, or he knows when to steal. Yeah, he's smart on the base paths. Who knows?
Who knows? He's intelligent.
Antonio Pozos. He's 37 years old. They grabbed this guy in the ninth round. And I thought, why not? You know, ninth round pick, right fielder. Good defensive second baseman for Hector De La Rosa here. Snagged this guy. Actually, probably might play him at shortstop as well. I think he's kind of interchangeable between the two, but I'm pretty psyched about this guy. Not the best offensive bars. Adam Earp, he's kind of a dick, but again, okay. Aaron Egan, again, I got him for pretty much his defense, and he's not that great. So not a lot of depth here. I got Luis Gutierrez, who is a good defensive third baseman. I kind of really prioritized defense, I think, with some of my picks. Chris Poole, I really like this guy. He's a 50-50, but look at that avoid Ks. Thought he was a pretty cool pick for the 12th round. And he's really great at defense. Like for a third baseman, I think that's the kind of bars you want to see on a third baseman right there for defensive ratings.
Yeah, I
Unmotivated,
agree with that.
unfortunately, and he's an old dude, but I think he might give me a couple good years. And that's all I really have. Oh, no, no, no. And then Brian Gregory. I mean, underrated as fuck, guys. Come on. Terrible offensive bars, but who cares? Like, 80 catcher ability, 50 arm, 75 catcher position rating. I definitely plan to play this guy, if not start him. I might start him as catcher, and then I might play my other catcher, Nate Tester, as my DH. Um, but we will see. I really value catchers and their ability to bring a pitching staff into focus. Um, 18th round pick. I wanted to pick him up. But that's my offense. Let's take a look at my pitching real quick. Got Mike Jenkins here, closer. I really went with the bullpen mode because I had done that in an inaugural draft before, and it kind of worked out. One starter I reached for, fourth round pick, was Sal Guzman here. 60-60, 5 good pitches.
I love that name. I
Sal
don't know
Guzman,
why.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's only 25, so I'm hoping he'll be part of my team for a long time to come.
Sounds like a sleazeball.
Sal Guzman, yeah. Yeah. Like maybe a mobster. But
That too.
Mike Jenkins, Mike Harold. With the two Mikes, that's going to be my bullpen strategy. Mike and Mike. Um, yeah. And then a couple more relief guys. I got a lefty here, Manny Alfaro. I actually stretched for this guy too, 6th rounder, because I thought lefty starting pitching, quality lefty starting pitching would be at a premium. I don't know if that's true, but that was kind of my thought process. So that's what I got here. And yes, so that's my team. Let's take a look at the prospect pipeline. And Oahu. And not the best system for me. I definitely wasn't thinking about drafting for the future. Wanted to
You
win
did, but
now.
somebody took your one pick in Joe Butts.
Yes, exactly. That one guy I wanted, Joe Butts. They did take. I do
Your
have a
your
decent
brother.
closer here, and first baseman, but who cares about that, right? So yeah, not a lot here. This guy looks good. Void K's 80, and
I
he's got good
I
range.
care, Paul. I care.
Yeah.
Actually, right. I really don't.
And actually, let's look at Phil Crawhorn before I forget. This is my second
Yeah.
round pick, and he's also a stud. He's 35, so let's hope this herniated disc doesn't fuck him up too badly. But this guy can be an elite hitter in this league for a couple of years, I think. And I think between Crawhorn and Blackwell, I have a really great 3-4 combo there. So, but yeah, I'm feeling less confident about my team after going through this whole division than I was coming into opening day before this podcast. So that wraps up my team. Any last thoughts, Chris, on the Oahu Paddlers?
Uh, they're probably going to be last place. Is my
Probably last
guess.
place. That's your estimate. Yeah. Okay.
That's my
Yeah.
guess. So
That's a good guess.
I'm
So, well, we're,
sticking.
we're about to do predictions. So,
Yeah, and I did it first the last time,
you
so
did.
you
So
go
yeah,
first
yeah,
this
we
time.
will do that.
Yeah.
So my thoughts are I'll be competitive, but we'll see how that plays out. I do want to point out, and I thought this was fascinating. I don't know if it'll actually play out this way because this shit doesn't always. But preseason predictions here, as I shared in chat, 6 of the 7 teams in this conference are predicted to finish above 500, and not by just like a close margin, by like 3 games, like or 6 games or whatever. Um, I don't know if it'll play out that way, but that's because injuries and who knows what happens. But like, it's just a crazy prediction here. So I definitely would say that it's no brainer just by looking at these two divisions. That in terms of the Fire Conference, the Ruby division is much better than the Topaz division for these first few seasons. Um, I think there will be so up to 4 teams can come out of one division for the playoffs from one division. Like it'll be 2 teams from each division will make the playoffs, and then 2 wildcards. So I think Ruby could definitely have 4 teams going um, to the playoffs this season. So, but we'll see how it plays out. So we will rank them. I said I was going to rank them first, so I will rank them. And man, this is a really tough ranking for me to do. I will have to think here. I think I really liked. I have to look through here again real quick. I feel like I really liked I mean, I liked everybody. Like everybody wants to compete in this division, except for so San Diego's my 7 because they got the farm system and they're rebuilding. So I'll start at the bottom there, right? Um, I think you and San Antonio have really good pitching and like a okay lineup. I think you guys are both really close in skill level, and I think Golden State. Again, Golden State's like pretty mediocre. Let me not mediocre, like pretty good too. That's the wrong word.
Yes, I feel like
I like
it's I
Vancouver a lot too. So this is tough for me. I'm gonna put myself. I'm gonna humble myself and put myself second, but I'm still gonna like be fucking confident and say that I'm gonna kick everybody's ass because that's just like how I want to approach this shit. So I'm gonna put myself second with this ranking, and then y'all can laugh at me at the end of the season when I finish 6th place right in front of San Diego, who I hope I beat because that would be embarrassing. So
I
second
hope you're
place is
there.
where I'm gonna put Oahu. I'm gonna give first place to. Wait, this is tough. I'm gonna give first place. I'm gonna give first place to San Antonio, and then I'm going to give 3rd place to Phoenix, and 4th place to Spokane, and then 5th place to Golden State, and 6th place to Vancouver. And that is in the utmost respect to all you guys because I think there are some really quality teams here in this division. Um, but yeah, hey, we have our divisional chat here in Slack, so you can give me a lot of shit after you listen to this podcast, or give me shit in general if you want to, if you disagree with my prediction for the Ruby division. And what do you think, Chris? What's your prediction here for our division? Where do you think everybody's going to land?
It is. It's a really tough one because we did go over it. It's the first time I've really gone over our division. It's really
Yeah,
the
it is for
first
me.
time I've really gone in depth with my team because I've been helping you a lot with this league. So, you know, uh, I will say this. Mm, I agree with you. I somewhat agree with you. If there's a little bit of difference here, I think you said you were going to humble yourself. You didn't humble yourself at
I
all.
put myself in the spot number 2. What do you mean?
You definitely last
I said I
place
was locked for the
material.
playoffs, so I'm at least top
Lock,
4.
lock, lock, lock for last place behind San Diego.
Okay, that's not humbling myself. That's being lacking confidence. But,
Yeah, no, no. I think I believe San Diego last place.
okay.
You know, first place. I'm gonna go opposite. I'm just gonna go out of control here.
All right,
I'm
what
gonna
you
go
got?
first place. Phoenix first
I
place.
like that. I had them 3rd. Yeah.
San Antonio second.
Yep.
I'll go me in third.
All right.
Uh, Vancouver, Golden State, and you, and then Alex.
You son of a bitch. That is never going to happen. I'm going to beat your ass this season. But
Yeah,
I am looking forward to this like you don't know. I just want to say to everybody, thank you if you are still listening at this point in the podcast, and thank you for sticking around this long in the league. I know for some of you it's been since mid-April since we started this motherfucker up, and we're now almost 2 months in, probably like
we
6 weeks in at this
we
point. So really
we feel the
appreciate
pain.
well, I
We
really
feel
appreciate
the pain.
everybody hanging around. We've had some fun times already, I think, and we'll have some good times ahead. Um, in terms of these podcasts, I just wanted to get this first one started, and we recorded it offline, but we're hoping to do them live at some point moving forward. But we definitely want more contributors. If you don't mind, giving your voice, we can definitely um, hop on and chat with you. And I would love to maybe like chat with you offline so we can just get to know each other, like, and get a dialogue going first, and then we can hop on and do one of these podcasts together and hopefully have some fun with it. So, or if if a couple guys just want to put together their own podcast, any kind of contributions to the league are welcome, whether it's podcast, whether it's writing, whether you know how to make a website and you want to make a website for the league, whether whatever you can think of that would contribute to making our league more enriched, we welcome that kind of information or that kind of input or contribution. Excuse me.
Yeah,
So
give the league some depth. That would be really neat.
yeah,
That's what I really think. Really make me enjoy it a
And
lot more.
so
Something we can go back to.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And we're gonna have a great historian here with Indianapolis here, keeping track of some shit and being able to kind of like give some information that's gonna really build some depth to the league. So, hey, don't forget to like and subscribe this YouTube video as well as we move forward. It just kind of lets me know that you watched it and enjoyed this shit. And again, if you're still listening this late in, that's pretty impressive. So, thank you so much for joining us for the inaugural podcast for the big league, and we hope to do this again soon.